tell young men, it's like, find something difficult to do. You need that. You're not built for comfort or pleasure. Like, if that comes along, good. You know, if you have a day where you're comfortable and there's some things around you that give pleasure, have some sense and enjoy it. But don't be thinking that's what your life is aimed at. That's contemptible. Everyone knows that.
You're talking about young men that might not have any direction right now? Go do something that's hard. Go try and accomplish something that's hard. You may win, you may lose, you may succeed, you may fail. I'll tell you what, you'll be better if you avoid those things that are hard. If you don't accept that challenge,
I'm a winner.
if you don't step up and step into that cold water, and you sit on your couch and eat Doritos, I can tell you, this is not a good move. This is not a good move. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just get up. Move towards that challenge, whatever that challenge is. Move towards that challenge and go attack it. And you may be successful, and you may not be successful, but you will be better. And the next challenge, you're going to be more prepared for. And the next challenge after that, you're going to be even more prepared for. And you're going to fail. 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 And then you're going to win.
I don't care what you're going to do, but go out there, make something of yourself for God's sake. Be an honest person and work and get to the top of whatever it is that you want to get to the top of.
Hi, bro.
You know, and stand up for yourself like a respectable human being and be a bit of a light on the world instead of a blight.
A man's most valuable, most important resource is his
Cool.
good name. If a man ain't got a good name, he ain't got nothing. So don't lie. Be respectful. You know, be respectful to others. Be respectful to your elders. Even if they're not respectable, they still been through life enough. You know, their position earns them what their behavior won't. If you're gonna do it, do it. Say what you can do. Do what you say. If you can't do it, don't say you can do it. Don't over leverage yourself. Don't over leverage a decision and then jump in and kind of dip a toe.
Show
I think I'll
of-
try it out. No, think if you're gonna try it out beforehand, but when it's time to go, dive. Finish it, find out. Come out the other side. Don't leave it and go, ooh, if I just would it. That keeps me up at night. I think it keeps a lot of us up at night. You half-ass something you just don't know. Whether you failed or succeeded, got what you want or didn't get what you want. Finding out and looking in the mirror and going, I didn't half-ass it. I went all the way. I found out. And that ain't for me. Or I found out and you damn right that is for me. That's a great place to get to.
The other thing that's so interesting about being alive is that
English?
no matter what you do, you're all in. This is going to kill you. So I think you might as well play the most magnificent game you can while you're waiting. Because do you have anything better to do? Really? Why not pick the best thing possible that you could do? You better not lose this. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. Your mama counting on you. Your cousins, your brothers and sisters are counting on you to cash in on this opportunity.
If you're going to try, go all the way. Otherwise, don't even start. If you're going to try, go all the way. This could mean losing girlfriends, wives, husbands, job, it could mean freezing at a park bench. It could mean jail. It could mean derision, mockery, isolation. Isolation is the gift. All the others are a test of your endurance, or how much you really want to do it. And you'll do it, despite rejection and the worst odds, and it'll be better than anything you can imagine. If you're going to try, go all the way. All the way. You will ride life straight to perfect laughter. It's the only good fight there is.
The bad days create the story that I'm one day going to tell myself about what I got through. Without the bad days, the story would be way more lame. There would be no glory in overcoming anything, because what did you overcome?
When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person that walked into it. That's what the storm is all about. When you can't control what's happening to you, control how you respond to it. That's where your power is.
A bad week ain't gonna last. A bad month ain't gonna last. It's just, as long as you're working on yourself and you're trying to better yourself in those moments, it's okay to not be okay, to be okay.
I'm gonna have setbacks, I know. But if I'm feeling bad, that doesn't mean I'm doing bad. That doesn't mean I am bad. That doesn't mean that I can't still take some action Because nothing changes and nothing changes, man.
If you actually want to build something that's going to stand the test of time and make you very successful and rich and happy and bring other people with you, it's going to take everything. I fully believe that. I don't think you can half-ass it. I don't think it can be a side project, and I don't think it can be something that's just 3 hours a day. I think you've got to go fully into it to become like a high-level achiever, like actually a winner.
Excuses will destroy you and take everything that you ever wanted from you, if you let them.
Most people who've won big have failed big. You know, so even you know. And what I promised myself as a little boy, I said I can never leave the gym knowing I have 5% left. That 5% is magic. It's the magic place where very few people go. You can go there. I'm giving you permission to go there. We have people behind you. If you fall down and drop the weight on the floor, who cares? Who cares? But if you make it, I care. I want that. I want you to fail, and I want you to get up and do it again. The same thing in life is the same thing here. If you can do this, you can do anything. Anything. Right now, you're 5% away. 5% away from being a champion.
Remember, it's not what you have, but what you do with what you have that separates winners from losers. It's not what happens to you, but how you respond to what happens to you that counts. In the final analysis, your response to the adversity of life is the real measure of who you are and what you're made of. The Greek philosopher Epictetus once said that circumstances do not make the man or woman. They merely reveal him to himself.
Don't stress in the face of adversity. Make adversity something you desire for an opportunity to grow.
If you had to create a human, what would you put them through to make them tough? It probably wouldn't be a really chill life. What would you put them through to make them patient? You probably wouldn't give them things immediately. And so it's like we want these traits, but each of the traits has a price tag attached to it. It's just like, do you want to pay the price tag to get the thing? And so I think if people reframe the period of life that they're going through as the price that they're paying out of their wallet, but the wallet is their time, it's the seconds of life that they're trading for it, then I think more people would be willing to make the trade. Because at least when I look at myself, like when I'm 80-something years old and I'm looking back on my life, I want to have these traits. But in order to have those traits, I know I have to go through these things. And I think for me, that's given me a lot of comfort in hard times.
You can't have an easy life in a great character. Show me a trust fund kid that inherited a bunch of money, and I'll show you someone mentally tortured. It's true, right? Having stuff isn't fun. Getting stuff is fun. It's not the pursuit of happiness. It's the happiness of the pursuit. You know, the self-help is not the journey, it's the destination. It's not either the journey or the destination. It's who you become on the journey. And here's the terrible thing about life. It's self-assignment. Like, you know, there's school and college, and then you get dropped into the real world at some point, and you go, well, you have to decide what you're going to do. And you can take an easy path, and it's ultimately less fun. It's short money. Or you take a hard path, and you give yourself a challenge, and it's great.
Nietzsche said, I know of no better life purpose than to perish in attempting the great and impossible. The fact that something seems impossible shouldn't be a reason to not pursue it. That's exactly what makes it worth pursuing. Where would the courage and greatness be if success was certain and there was no risk? The only true failure is shrinking away from life's challenges.
The man who never failed, the man who never fell has no glory. The man who fell and got back up, that's where his glory is. The man who fell 20 times and got up 21 times, that man has even greater glory. Wow. That man has more courage, way more courage than the guy who was so strong from birth that he never failed. There's no glory in that.
One thing I did wrong in my life was I tried for so many years to please people. And I did it at the expense of myself. I was leaving a lot in the tank. And when you do that, you stop living.
Is if you show up in a crowd and your goal is to fit in, then you're putting your self-worth on the line. But if you show up and your goal is just to be yourself, then you can't fail, and your self-worth is, at the end of the day, is if you just act like yourself, everybody can do that, and then you leave feeling good about yourself, because you have control over that. But if you're showing up and you're just doing it, being anything, just to be fit into the crowd, and you don't fit in and you're not even being yourself, then you're worthless. So it's a lot easier to just show up and make the goal to be seen rather than be accepted, because that's who you are and it's in your control.
Because you're sad, now you're going to make a bunch of bad decisions because you're sad? No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You're sad, okay. You get emotional sometimes, okay. Got it. Now, get control of your emotions and carry on with your life. And sometimes you're going to get hit with those waves. and that's okay. I think that's a big misconception. Oh, I'm having an emotional moment right now. There's something wrong with me. No, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. The other extreme is, oh, I'm letting my emotions run my life, and I'm making a bunch of bad decisions, and my excuse is, well, you know, I lost some friends, or I had this traumatic experience happen to me. That's why I'm doing this excuse. And it's a very easy excuse. And in society, the last thing I want to say to you is, well, you can't act like that. Oh, you lost one of your friends? That doesn't mean you can make an excuse. You can't use that as an excuse. No, I go, hey, man, okay. That's what I said, right? I'm a polite person. I'm an empathetic person. You're sad. You're making bad decisions. You're saying it's because you lost your friend or you went through this traumatic thing. And I go,
one thing I'm realizing now, niggas got a lot of excuses. This generation fails to take accountability for anything. People refuse to just say, that's on me. I gotta do better. You know, people struggle with that. So I recommend word of the day. Word of the day. I want everybody to take accountability today, man. If you fucked up on something, own up to that shit, man. Because you take responsibility. When you say, that's my fault, you know, I could have done better. You give yourself the power to do whatever you want. You know, when you got control, you got power, you do anything you want. But the only way you can take that power, the only way you can gain power is by taking responsibility. Shut up. Just take responsibility. You should figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Just say, nigga, you know, that's my fault. You know, I can do better. I can always do better. Even if it wasn't your fault. Just take responsibility. Just make it a habit. Take responsibility. Because, especially as a man, if you're a female, you know, that's different. XD, bro. What does that mean? XD? Like Disney XD? My arms is low-key tight already. Do the reverse Jones. Do the reverse Jones. Working forearms type shit.